Hey guys, welcome to our Sunday night power plan. It is July 18th already. Like it's basically 2022 in my mind. Like I don't even know where this year has gone. It's been, I don't know, different, crazy. Maybe you guys feel the same. Some stuff's back to normal, some stuff's not. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of weird. But one thing that we do consistently, no matter what has been happening, has been this power plan. And so thank you for being here. I know Sunday nights can be tricky for a lot of you, but I think it's so important. I pretty much spend Sunday as much as possible getting ready for the whole week. So like not just the power plan, but making sure all the clothes are washed, making sure all the supplies we need for work are purchased, making sure food is in the house, like stuff like that. So hopefully you guys doing this power plan on Sunday night with me has helped you kind of get in that mindset too, because we are all incredibly busy people. I mean, I know every single one of you are. And so if you can get that little bit of time to get your week set up, I just know it for me, it just goes so much better. Um, I don't know. Have you like there are mornings when you're like getting ready for work and you're like, oh, where's that shirt I wanted to wear? Oh, it's in the dryer, or oh, it's downstairs on the line. And you guys, I am a fully functioning, capable, healthy adult. But if I have to go down the stairs at 6 a.m. to get a shirt because I was too lazy to bring it up on a Sunday, I get annoyed with myself. So I just try to practice what I preach, and hopefully this helps you guys kind of get in that mindset. So heading into this brand new week, I want to know in the comments, please, what's your intention? What's your goal? What's your I am? Like, what are you saying to yourself on loop this week that you are focused on? I know there are a lot of people shooting for Las Vegas. I know there are a lot of people shooting for 4K and 12K for the first time, obviously, because there's money involved. There's a lot of people shooting for leader retreats. Like, what are you shooting for? Michelle says it was a lot of fun. Good. Two new customers. Nice, Sonia. Good. Yes. Something quantifiable. I also need two new customers. I'm going to throw this out there. This has nothing to do with power plan, but just in case you guys ever think, oh, wow, it's so easy for so-and-so. I am in the driest slump ever when it comes to customers right now, like newbies. But I don't let that get to me, because if you look long term, it's always ebb and flow, ebb and flow. And it's almost comforting when I hit the mark where I'm like, gosh, could it be any worse? Because I'm like, oh, this means we're going to be going up really, really soon. Shantae says helping a customer thrive for free and nine new free accounts. Yeah, so Shantae is working really hard for those new accounts. I'm proud of you. I know that's not easy. But yeah, so anybody that's just hopping on, we're filling it up with our IAMs or our intentions, your goal, whatever it is for this coming week. I want to throw out really quickly, I just have a little note here to remind myself. I know a lot of you, including myself, are signed up to the SOAR to 4 group that got started at the beginning of the month. It's been an amazing group. I will say on my end, for whatever reason, Facebook is not giving me any notifications. I never know when somebody has posted or gone live. So I finally just had to set like a little reminder on my phone to go in and check SOAR to 4. And I will tell you, when I go in and check it, I'm always so glad I did. The information that's in there has been so good. So if you're having that same problem, because I heard from a couple other people and I saw some head nods that I'm not the only one for whatever reason. Okay, so yeah, there's people not getting the notifications. And I don't know what that is about, because I have my team, we have a customer only page, and I created it, like I'm the admin of it, and Facebook is not giving me information about that group either. So whatever, FB, like we're just, I just set timers to remind myself to do stuff. So yes, I know it's another step, but it takes 2 seconds to set a timer in your phone. And when the buzzer goes off, it says SOAR to 4, to peak. And I'm not saying when I peak in that moment that I have time to watch the live or whatever, but I at least can be like, yes, there is a live in here I want to watch, or yes, there's a post that I missed and I can add it to my to-do. So if you're really crazy busy during the day, just set the timer or set it at night. Like if you know you're going to be going to bed every night around 9:30, set the timer, because the last thing you could see before you go to bed would be a live from the SOAR to 4. And I'm telling you, there's just so much good stuff in the SOAR to 4 group. I'm so happy that it exists, and I hope it's archived and in there forever so we can always pull from that stuff. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Okay. So what we're going to do is what we always do. We're going to kick this off with Ready to Run. We are halfway through the month. So the number that we're seeing now is pretty darn accurate. Not to say it can't be changed, but it's pretty darn accurate. So I need you to go into your cloud office, and I'm getting logged in. you are going to go just right there on that main page, that very first page. You're going to scroll down until you see where it says my business dashboard and business snapshot. Click on the business snapshot, and that's going to drop open for you. You'll see the green, orange, and gray boxes. That's your PPA. Like I was just saying, my PPA sucks right now, but you guys, you can't lose the faith with that. Remember, when your PPA sucks, it means it's on its way back up. You just don't have it yet. It's what's tricky in this business is when your PPA is like amazing and you start patting yourself on the back. That's what you have to be careful for. Don't pat yourself too hard when your PPA is high, and do not kick yourself too hard when it's low. Just tighten your seatbelt and stay on for the ride, okay? So underneath the qualification button, you're going to find the column that says current QV. You're going to take that dollar amount and you're going to divide it by 18, because today is the 18th day of the month. So you are now looking at the average sales that you and your team have done every day this month. And it's July, so we have 31 days this month. So you're going to take that new dollar amount, that average daily sales amount, and you're going to multiply it by 31. So the final number there in front of you is what you are projected, you and your team, projected to end the month at if you keep going at the rate you're going. So that's rate of run. This is the rate that you and your team are running at. If they are not running and you are not running hard enough and fast enough, that's what this number is showing you. Now, keep in mind what I just said. You may be running so hard and so fast, and the number may not reflect it. It doesn't mean that you're not doing the right thing. It doesn't mean that your business is going to suck. It just means that in my mind, it's just Jesus testing you. How bad do you want this? How hard and fast are you willing to run until I throw the good stuff at you? And it's the people who throw in the towel at this point that miss out on so much that was waiting at the end of the line for them. So keep that in mind. If that number says, hey, Tammy, you need to run harder, you need to run faster, then that's what I'm going to do. And also, don't get tripped up on saying my team isn't running hard enough. My team isn't running fast enough. The speed of the team is the speed of the leader. So set the pace. Now, again, that does not mean that just because you're out there busting butt, like not everyone's going to fall in line and suddenly do the same thing you're doing. But the ones who want it will. And they have to have you as the example to follow. So as much as I love doing fun stuff like Zooms with the team and leader retreats and making graphics, if I don't do my reach outs and I don't do all my daily activities, I cannot expect anyone else to do it, right? Like I actually had a kid a couple weeks ago ask me, he stopped me when I was out cleaning bins, which is not a glamorous job, you guys. Garbage bins are gross, okay? But we're building a business. We're in the trenches, like legitimately. And the kid was like, oh, I'm surprised you're doing this. You're not paying someone to do it. And I said, I can't pay someone to do a job that I don't know how to do. And that's basically what you have to look at. You can't bring all these people onto your team and expect them to do something that you don't know how to do. And I think it was Sandra Dilbeck that told me this one time, maybe. It's only when you can actually teach someone to do something that you truly know how to do it. Like you truly, was that you that taught me that? Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff in my world that I can do, but I may not be able to teach you how to do it. But there's a lot of stuff that I do know how to do, and I can teach someone how to do it. And that is stuff that I know front and back. And that's how you need to know your business so that you can pass that down to your team. So I don't know where that came from. That was just ready to run and I got off on a little tangent. All right. You guys, birthdays on Facebook, please make sure you are doing those every single day. If you want to be the fly by the seat girl and be like, yeah, I'm doing birthdays every day when they pop up in my notifications, or you just want to have a timer and you do them every day on your lunch break, however you want to do it. If you want to do them the day before, the day after, I don't care. I just want to make sure you get them done. It's one of the easiest opportunities for you to get into someone's inbox, messenger box, whatever, like in a friendly, awesome way. So please don't be like, hey, happy birthday. Do you want to try my Thrive? Like be a human, like, hey, happy birthday. What are you going to do? Where are you going? How are you celebrating? Blah, 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 whatever it is that you know about that person. And I will warn you of this. If you have a copy and paste that you do, and maybe even have somebody that helps you do the copy and paste, please still go through the list on Facebook first, because I will get messages every now and then from promoters and be like, yeah, why did my upline send me that copy and paste message about my birthday? Be a human, right? Be a human. Okay. So just throwing that out there. Stories. We talked a lot about stories last week. And as a matter of fact, I should have said this earlier. I am just going to talk today as if you were on last week's Power Plan with me, where we talked about what discussions can you dive right into. If you have not yet seen that one, it's on the YouTube, and I do encourage you to go back to it, because it is how I finally figured out how to narrow down what I'm talking about on social media, because I get overwhelmed with all the different directions we could go. And if you were on there last week, you heard me say that if you start when you start diving into the world of Reels and TikToks, if you don't have a direction to go in, you could literally make TikToks for hours about 1,000 different things and nobody would have a clue what you're doing with your life. So you don't want to do that. We don't want that happening. We want you to have a direction. So make sure you go back and look at that. But so the information that we covered last week, like picking what it is, some people call them your pillars, some people call them the fives. To me, it's like, what are those discussions that you could like sit and talk about for hours because you know them so well? Are you using those in your stories, in your posts? Sonia, I saw you doing it, so I know you're doing it. Sandra, I saw you doing it, so I know you're doing it. Those are just two examples of people that I know that were on here last week that I've seen in action. I'm just going to ask you guys, have you noticed? I mean, it's only been a week, but have you noticed anything? Yeah, Sandra, you want to unmute and say what you noticed? Can you unmute? Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry. A ton new followers on Instagram, and followers that I don't even know how to describe it, but like the one I did with the first reel that I did that had to do with my garden and so forth. I want to, and I threw in that song with it. I had all of a sudden all of these homestead people starting to follow me. And then yesterday I shared a video that was, oh shoot, what's her name? Mel Robbins's, and made sure I gave her credit for it. And I've got new people following me now based on that. Okay, so that was inspiration. Mm-hmm. And then today, and I used my hashtags and stuff. And then today I shared one that went to IGTV, my Instagram, and then my Facebook as well. So we'll see what comes of that. And it's all about, I talked about, it was a video really quick. I was at the garden, but I talked about my Thrive and cleaning the garden. And also talked about trying to clean out the basement. So it's going to, connect with people that have a ton of crap to clean out. So just seeing different connections in different avenues.
Okay. Sonia, did you have anything specific that you noticed?
I did get 500 people had viewed my reels that I had done. Sorry, Charlie's doing ice. And then I have gotten a few new followers as well.
Oh, that makes me so excited. Okay, yay. Oh, I accidentally hit the button to ask you to unmute. I'm sorry. Ignore it. It popped up on your screen. Okay, so you guys, that right there. And I don't know how you two feel about this. I should have asked you when I had you out there, but it just makes my job on social media so much easier. I don't have to like rack my brain. Like, what do I really want to talk about? Or I know groups of people I can talk to. And it's so funny. So, we were talking about like, it's like, for example, Sandra, like the homesteaders. Like, that is an entire group of people who understand how important nutrition is. Like, that's amazing. In Sonia's case, women bike riders, like the Harley girls, that's an entire group of women who are, and I'm just going to generalize this, but they're at a point in time in their life where they have enough money to have a vehicle and a Harley, right? Because they've all got jobs. They love to travel. They are probably working all week and cramming in as much fun as possible. So who needs all the energy right there, right? So every group you get into that you find yourself in, because I think what I struggled with was like for dog mom, for example, like dog mom. I'm like, where's that going to go? Dog mom. How about a dog? How about a puppy mom who's not getting any sleep? How about a dog, like a multiple dog mom who is constantly going in and out, and for me to be focused is a big job, because every 5 minutes somebody's got to pee or something like that. And then add to that senior dogs. I've got Lucy. You guys have all heard me talk about Lucy. She's up all the time. So yeah, like I was limiting myself thinking, yeah, but that group's not, yeah. But every group you're in is pertinent, because think about it. You're in the group. You are the ideal person that was already in that group, right? So small business owners, like, so my groups that I've been focusing on, and I have my little list right here so I don't forget: dog moms, wife, small business owners, gardening, and people that like to travel. Those are 5 things that I would talk about till the sun came up and set and came up and set. And so I already know that people in that group are like me, and I need to thrive. So I bet they need thrive. So I'm just talking to them. I'm not, there was a time where I was trying to talk to busy moms and using other busy moms as examples, which you can do that. So like, for example, I could, if somebody came to me and they were a busy mom, I could easily throw Olivia at them and be like, oh gosh, my friend, this Olivia, she's got 18 kids. I'm just making that up, Olivia, but she's got all these kids and she still does blah, 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 blah. I could totally hook up with that. But I'm not going to make a post about being a busy mom. I don't have kids. Like, that's just weird. So when you start talking about things that you know inside and out and that you love, it makes it so much easier. Michelle said that she had a few people comment on her garden live. Yes. So you're attracting people who understand gardening. And again, I know it might sound weird or over the top, but gardeners know all about fertilizer and compost. We know that flowers grow best with certain, not chemicals, certain nutrients, right? And we know that gardens produce better fruit with certain, like, we know that. The thought of taking a vitamin to us is a no-brainer, right? As a gardener, you know that. So again, if you are talking about stuff you love, you are going to find people who are attracted to that. And if you are not yet doing reels or TikToks, this is going to be my one and done lecture. You better start. Oh, you just better start. The more you do, the better you will get. You will be super frustrated in the beginning. If you're anything like me, I was super frustrated in the beginning. I'm actually frustrating myself now because I've kind of mastered one way of doing it. So now I'm trying to throw in some neat, fun stuff, which again makes me a beginner. But when I go back through my Instagram, and this is not just for me as a human, but this is also for our businesses that we have. When I go through our businesses' Instagrams, our pictures over the last couple of years maybe get like a 10, 15% interaction. Reels are through the roof. There are so many new people following them. They're like, and I don't know what it is about Reels and TikToks, but people are like, oh, that's my person, and they'll follow you like that. But they'll scroll past your photo. So I know it's uncomfortable, but you're going to have to do it. Like, this is just another one of those character building moments in your business where you're going to have to suck it up and do it. And I will tell you the way I started with TikToks, and I use TikToks and Reels interchangeably because it's the same damn thing. You can just take some of your pre-existing pictures and pre-existing videos, and you can upload them and put the music to them and make a TikTok out of that. So like Sonia, I'm thinking about you and your trip that you took a month or so ago. I am sure you have video and picture from that you never intended to make a TikTok out of, but you can now like mash that together and put that music behind it, and it just takes on a whole new world. I made one the other day. If you guys haven't seen it, it is just, again, the same thing. It's some pictures and a few random videos that I took when we were in Cabo as a team with no intention of it ever being a TikTok. And it's the best TikTok ever. It is so good. Like, it just gives me the feels all over whenever I watch it. So you don't have to like start doing the voiceovers and stuff like that yet if you're not ready, but you've got to start making something and getting out there. So with that said, put that on your to-do list for this week. And I'm going to challenge you guys, one a day. It's not easy, but here's how to make it easy. Do 3 or 4 in one day, save it as a draft, and just upload one a day. Like, I did 3 or 4 the other day after I had showered and washed my hair, because that doesn't happen. The shower does, but the hair washing doesn't. So I was like, well, my hair's done. I did one in a purple shirt, took that off, put on a white t-shirt, took that off, put on a gray t-shirt, took that off. So you can do a lot really quickly and then just save them and upload them. But I'm going to challenge you to do one at a time. Where do you find the drafts of the reels? Okay. Have you saved some drafts already? Okay. Excuse me. When you're going to go into your Instagram profile, like, actually like hit your little face, and then these are my most recent posts. Right above that, there's like a square, and then next to that is the movie button. if you click that, that pulls up my reels. And so it shows all the reels I've made. And then in a grayed out area right here, it says shows your drafts. Do you see it? Okay. Yeah. All right. So back to our week. Okay. So here's the great thing, you guys. Think multi-use. If I'm going to take the time to film something for a story, like maybe me taking my capsules in the morning, I can put that on my story. I can also hold that back and add that into a reel later on, right? Like think multi-purpose when you're doing some of this stuff to save yourself some time. And again, with the groups that you're in or going to head into because of the work we did last week, think about what kind of reels would appeal to that group. Because once you make the reel on Instagram or TikTok, you can share it into the Facebook group. So if I'm in a dog mom group and I have one that I made last week that got a ton of interaction, I could now post that into the dog mom group and get even more interaction. So yes, it's a lot of work, but you can use it everywhere. You just have to be savvy. I don't know if it's savvy or lazy. Like as soon as I make one, I'm like, okay, how many times can I use this? I'll put it in my story. I'll put it in a group. I put it everywhere. And I don't know, there could be a guru that will tell me that is wrong, but for now, that's what I'm doing and it's working out just fine. Okay, so coming up this week, let's see, today is the 18th. So we have an auto ship on the 20th, which is Tuesday, and we have another one on the 25th, which is when we're going to meet again. So let's talk about them right now. We need to make sure that we are communicating with these people. So I'm going to have you log into your cloud. I got kicked out, so let me get logged back in here. You're going to go up to the menu where you're going to get all the drop-down options. You're going to click My Team, My Customers. At the top where you see customer name, customer number, email, scroll all the way to the right. Click on the box that says Next Auto Ship twice. That's going to populate it for you by date. So anyone who you see that has a 720 or a 725 next to it, write their name down right now. If it says 720, you need to contact them as soon as this Zoom is over. And when I say contact, again, I don't mean, in case anyone new is on here, I don't mean be like, hey girl, your auto ship's running this week. Just wanted you to know, like, don't do that. Go back to the last message you had with them or the last text. See what the conversation was. Is this a new person? Maybe this is going to be their first ever auto ship. Have you checked in with them? Are they loving their Thrive? Are they, do they love the chocolate or were they like wishing they had tried strawberry? Are they like, yeah, the first 4 weeks went great, but I really think I want to take it up a notch. Can we try TAC? Like there could be some sort of conversation already happening. And then if all else fails, if there's not, just go to their profile and see what they did this weekend. Be like, oh my gosh, I just saw you guys were down at the river this weekend. How was that? Like get a conversation started so that 2 to 3 interchanges in, you can say, hey, by the way, I see your auto ship is going to be coming out on Tuesday. We're set for chocolate. Are you happy with that? Do you want to keep that or did you want to try a new flavor? Like, you see how it's a conversation? It's a customer service. It's an actual interaction. It's not a, hey girl, don't forget this is coming out of your checkbook. And remember, if someone comes back to you and says, oh, I need to cancel that for now. So many people are like, oh, and they just like put their tail between their legs, like lost another one. No, you didn't lose a customer. You just maybe shifted an auto ship date. Maybe something happened and they can't swing it this Tuesday. Give them the option that they could do it on the 25th. Throw in, hey, if you want to wait till the 25th, I can cover shipping, like whatever you want to do. Or, find out why, and then just find the new date for them. Work with them so that it works for them. Does that make sense? Like, don't panic. I know we all panic. My gut instinct is to panic and then my brain kicks in. So don't panic if that happens. How many of you guys have been practicing the 3-2-1, where you're going into social media and you're liking 3 things from one person, commenting on 2, and then getting into their messenger somehow? Typically, one of the best ways is through stories, but not everyone uses stories. Yeah. And I will throw this out just in maybe, I don't know if you guys have done it too. When I'm on TikTok going, like when they just do the whatever, like where you just scroll through, I think it's called the For You page or something. Mine's pretty varied. Like there's a lot of dogs and cattle and like things I've probably searched before. When I'm on Instagram going through reels, it's just constantly showing me network marketers trying to sell stuff, or Instagram gurus trying to tell me how to do what I want to, like, all that stuff. So that's why it's so important for you to go in and be making these connections and these comments, because you want to make sure you're showing up in people's feeds when they're scrolling and stuff like that, not just when they're like looking for you. Sandra says, I tend to forget if I tend to forget if I'm not being intentional of just doing 3, 2, 1, yes. Sonia says, I'm commenting more on the picture itself, asking questions versus Messenger. They seem to get weirded out when I go into Messenger. Okay, you do what works for you. I typically will comment on the picture. Like there was one where the girl was, they were on vacation, and I was like, something like super cute. It was like a cover up. It wasn't a swimsuit. It was like the cover up. And I was like, oh my gosh, super cute cover up on the, I commented that on the picture. And then I actually went into Messenger. I was like, hey, I just made that comment about how cute your cover up is. Do you mind telling me where you got it? I did that in Messenger. So now so like it connects to something like versus her. I don't know. No, that seems to work for me, but I'm making sure to comment on something first, so then my message goes with that comment, if that makes sense. But you guys do what works for you, because we all have different circles of people. So yeah, so Sandra, like you're saying, you kind of forget, and I bet a lot of people do. It's almost like that eat the frog thing. If that's the thing you're forgetting, do it first. Like just bust it out and do it first. Also, we talk about this a lot. And I'm going to ask you again, how many new friends have you added on Facebook this week? Now, we already know Sandra and Sonia have a lot of new followers, which is great. But how many friends are you guys adding? And remember, just because I go in and add 10 friends, not all 10 add me back, but I'm trying, right? So keep that in mind. Like this is for me, I'm like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. How many new eyeballs do I have? Like I just ask myself questions. And that just kind of keeps me on track. So I requested several, but I haven't got a lot of takers. That's okay. And here's the thing too, like especially for us as social media marketer salespeople, because I do that. As soon as someone sends me a friend request, I click and I'm like, what do they want? Like that's just my gut. Like, what do they want? And if I go through and all I see is that, and I'm not picking on people, but like that Monette, however you say it, hair care, like, right away, that's what they do. And that's all they talk about. And I'm like, no, girl, I'm good. Like you can follow me because that's how I'm set up. I'm public, but I'm like, no, we don't need to be friends. So just remember, people are doing that to you. So that's why we always talk about sprinkling your Thrive in, but making it about life. Just kind of keep track of that. Sandra says, cleaning my Facebook, like sort of said, some unfriending some. So unfriending some. Yes. And you guys, that is so important. And I think it's tricky. Like, here's the hard thing. I have gone through and unfollowed so many Thrivers. And then like, I'll find out a week later that, there was something where I was talking to Natasha. She's not in here tonight, but I was talking to Natasha about a qualification for a leader retreat. And she was like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I got a day behind. When my dog ran away or got loose or something, I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea because I'm not following these people anymore. So it's a struggle for me because I want to be connected to everyone, but I also know that when I get on my phone and if I'm just scrolling, that's not making me any money. So, you can do friends list. Go ahead, unmute.
Okay, so just in these last 4 days, I have had nothing but Thrivers in my feed. And so I think what we really and truly all have to do periodically is unfollow each other. But here's something I've found, and it's okay, it's okay. But when you go to follow someone again, don't start following all your Thrive people again, because that's all that's going to show up in your feed. And so I think it's okay, because even though we want to support each other, if you take like every few days and click on somebody who you've unfollowed for a little while, see what's going on in their world, do some commenting, and then you can go unfollow them again. Yeah. I know that takes a little bit of work, but otherwise, y'all, this week, I don't know what in the heck happened, but yeah, for 3 or 4 days, that was all I was seeing was Thrivers.
Yeah, it's really important because, Facebook's doing what it's supposed to do. We are talking about energy and sleeping great and thriving, and we're in these groups that all revolve around thriving. So Facebook's like, hey man, they want to see Thrivers, which early on in your business, I think you really do. Like, it's such a great community and you do want to be connected and you do want to see how people are living their lives. But if you're on a power plan on a Sunday night to get your week prepared for your business, you understand how important it is to not be so worried about that right now and stay focused on who can you find that needs to learn about Thrive. So yeah, I've unfollowed a bunch of people. You can do friends lists within Facebook where you can say close friends. You can actually name the group. If you want to go through and everyone who's your level 1 or your downline or whatever, you can put them in a friends list. And so once or twice a week, you can just click that friends list and that'll be the only thing that shows up on your feed. So that would be a great way to keep track of stuff. And I know how to do it and I haven't even done that. I'm honestly so focused right now on trying to learn this freaking TikTok and Instagram stuff that I have barely been on Facebook, honestly. So it does take time, but I will say, if you have a couple of minutes, the best thing to do is start unfollowing people. Like, I don't even worry about the friends list crap yet. Just get focused on cleaning up your feed so that when you do have time to sit down and go through and look for people, you are finding people who aren't already thriving. That's super important. I feel like that's really tricky to do on Facebook. I feel like on Instagram and especially on TikTok, like, don't be offended, Thrivers, but on TikTok, I'm not really following any of you for a couple of reasons. Number one, I will sit and watch your TikToks and start thinking that mine suck, and then I won't want to do them. You know what I mean? Like, that'll be my first thing. I'll be like, oh, hers is so much better. I'm horrible at this. I'm blah. Or secondly, I'll watch them and be like, that's amazing. How can I recreate it? Well, I don't need to recreate someone else's TikTok. I need to be worried about my 5 groups that I want to talk to on TikTok, right? So I know Courtney's Big Head one. I love it. I have it saved. If you guys have not, I'm going to totally break my rule and tell you, go find Courtney Summers on TikTok. You don't have to follow her, but go find her and look for the one where her head is really, really big, and you can thank us later. It's the best in the world. But then don't follow her. Like, keep your feet clean. So, okay. Well, I feel I didn't really go over the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 because I feel like we're all aware of what it is. If you're new on here and you're like, hey lady, I don't know what it is, come find me. I'll tell you all about it. But let's just dive into these last couple weeks of July. I will end with this. This is a really hard time in business. It's what's known as summer. Okay. If you guys haven't figured it out yet, it's summer. I always talk about this in spring to try to prepare people for summer. And I don't mean to do it like to bring the negative or whatever. I just want to prepare people for this. Summer is a time where people are busy and their focus is fun and sun and vacation. And I get all that because that's the crap I love. But a lot of people will drop off the face of the earth for 3 months. And then around September, after Labor Day, they'll be like, oh, I think I'm going to get back into my Thrive business. They have lost so much momentum. So think about it now. I just started making TikToks and Reels, like, focused in July. By the time somebody came in September and says, oh, I think I'm going to start doing that, they're already 2 months behind all the work that's been done. So take advantage of, this is also what's in the back of my head sometimes, take advantage of the fact that people are on social media right now and they are absorbing some things while they're laying at the beach or doing all the fun stuff, but they're not really being as critical right now because it's summer. Here's, for those of you that live around here in Ohio, when it gets really cold and really dark and people will spend hours on this thing and they will start critiquing everything and anything someone says and does. Like, if there's a whole other feel in the winter, like, take advantage of it now. I am screwing up TikToks and Reels left and right. It's okay. I feel like if the first one you do is amazing, then why haven't you been doing this for months? And B, clearly you should need to be getting better. This is something new for all of us. So we need to be getting better. So take advantage of summer. It's carefree. It's free flowing. You're still here. You're still working your business. And that's the most important part of it all. Don't let a low PPA get you down. Don't let the fact that you think a lot of people aren't maybe watching or responding get you down. I would just encourage you, when you make a post or a story or a TikTok, whatever, specifically about your Thrive business, do not expect any interaction. Don't even expect it. So like, when I make a post about anything, like, especially if it's like my dogs or my cute nephews, like, I'm like, okay, my phone should be dinging any minute because they're precious and people are going to say things, right? Like, that's in the back of my head. Like, I'm like, oh, who wants to say how cute they are first? When I put out something about Thrive, I just put my phone away and go about my day, because those are not the posts that I expect someone to be like, oh yeah, I've been wanting to do this. But it is the post that I know gets into the back of their head. And you guys have all probably had this where someone finally ordered and they've been watching you forever, but they've never commented, they've nothing. Yeah, Sandra, you can unmute.
Oh, holy crap. I can't believe I forgot to tell y'all this. There is a lady I have been talking to for 6 years. I finally just got to where I was like, I mean, she jumped on some other bandwagon. Okay, fine and dandy. I'll go like your Instagram pictures or whatever. Love her family and what have you. And so this week in my stories, every other story picture was something fun in my life. And then I threw in, which we went and had ice cream with the kids the other night. Okay, I think I'm lactose intolerant or something. But anyway, so then my next picture was like the balance. And I'm like, I should have known better than to eat that ice cream, belly bloat. She sent me a message and wanted to know, how much is the belly bloat? I think I need this.
There you go. That's it, you guys. 6 years.
And I'm going to hook her up with Natasha Laird in her 3-way chat group because Natasha came in on Just Balance.
Yep. Yep. So see, it's those little stories that you have to keep. You got to keep those in your back pocket when you start to feel discouraged. We talked about this before. Fall in love with the process. Have fun making your reels. Have fun making your posts. Have fun doing all those things. And then just let them go. And then go have fun. Focus on something else. Do not make it and then stare at your phone and wait for the orders to come. That is not how it works. I wish it's how it worked. If that's how it worked, we wouldn't even do Zooms. We would just all be on our phones right now making posts, right? So fall in love with the process, because the more you do it, the better you're going to get. I hear all the time, my posts aren't great. Okay, get better at them. Like, how do you get better at them? You guys, I'm not even kidding when I tell you 2 weeks ago, the only TikTok I'd ever made was like where I had a funny video, and the only way I knew I could get the song I wanted to be on it was to put it on TikTok, because all the songs are on TikTok that aren't everywhere else. Anyway, long story. I literally sat down and I typed into YouTube how to make a TikTok. I had already seen a video. I already knew the buttons to do, but I watched 3 or 4 videos on how to make a TikTok because each person had an idea. Then I watched 3 or 4 videos about attraction marketing because everyone had slightly different ideas, because I don't know how to do all of it, but I'm going to learn, right? And so that's what I'm telling you about this. This is what we call the separation season. You can use your time now to learn and practice and get better, or you can sit out the rest of the summer. But I promise you, if you sit out the rest of the summer, you're going to be real ticked off at yourself when people are in Vegas, when bills come for Christmas, all that jazz. Now is your time. Practice. Be a newbie all over again. It's okay. Be brand spanking new. Try different things. There is freedom in knowing your 5 pillars, your groups, your people, because in that, if you're keeping it narrow in that group, you can try different things. So for example, for me, for wife, I made a TikTok about how husbands can never find anything, which, I mean, I should have known how many people would love that, but so many people love that. I had shared a post earlier in the week called all the things I found after my husband gave it a man look. So many people commented on that. So I have freedom to be funny, to experiment with a TikTok, to whatever. I could even do a live about, oh my God, did your husband put his stuff, does he put his clothes next to the hamper and not in the hamper? Because there's freedom in the fact that I'm in my niche, right? You're going to have so much fun. Find your 5 groups, or maybe 3. You don't even have to have 5. Find the groups that you could talk to all day long. And then you have freedom within it to experiment and get better at stuff. So I'm hoping by the time kids, well, no, Lebanon goes back too soon, but like mid-September, I'm hoping that my TikToks look amazing. I'm hoping I've learned a couple of new tricks. I'm hoping that I have like people actually follow me and comment, not just follow me and lurk, right? But I know that's going to take time. So yes, all the things I found in the basement. Yes, Sandra, you could do that. And so I don't know, like if that would be, is it mainly because of your craft supplies? Like, is that your crafting group that you could talk to? But like, have you cleaned out your basement lately, girls? Or you know what I mean?
The 6-year-old college spoon with the mac and cheese on it.
I died when I heard that. I died.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to make a little collection, and that'll be my TikTok.
Yes, that's funny. You should do that. But think when you're making it, who am I gearing this towards? Right? So maybe moms, obviously moms could relate to that kind of thing, but kind of keep that in mind. So anyway, I could talk about it all night. I won't. It's 7:40. Thank you for being on here with me. Thanks for sharing, you guys, tonight. I will put the upload of this in YouTube as soon as it's done. And remember, if you weren't on here last week, go back and look at last week's power plan, because we talk a lot about those conversations to help you find where you belong, is how I'll put that. So thanks, guys. Bye.